When you're planning your show, you need to take a couple of things into consideration, including your audience. And this is probably one of the biggest things that I can tell you when it comes to planning your shows. You have to live stream when people are available. Why? Because of a couple of reasons. First, if you live stream when your people are around, your viewers, your followers are not on the platform, you will be alone speaking to your computer and no one will interact with you. You can't pull up questions, you can't address comments, you cannot have that interaction with people. That is not going to work for you. Now, don't get me wrong, because there will be times when you live stream and nobody shows up. In fact, I've got some extra content that I'm going to link down below on how to deal with that, but for the most part, you want to take into consideration when they're going to be available. So you need to learn when people are going to show up. Now, this also affects the algorithm. We know on all the social media platforms, they are looking to keep people on the platform, and they're looking to see what content is good based on engagement, which means the comments, the likes, the shares, the interactions, the way that people are engaging with your live streams and with your videos and with your photos and the text posts that you're putting out there. So if you get people showing up, that's going to tell the algorithm system, people are enjoying this, and they'll kick it out to more people, and they'll bring more people in to watch you while you're live streaming and on the replays. So it's really important to have people show up once you've trained your audience. Again, when you're just starting out, this is not going to be a thing. You will not have people showing up live. It's going to happen. I've got some content on there below that will help you out, so make sure you check that out. But you want to work around your people's schedule. So who is your audience? Who is watching you? Is it moms? Because if it is, you had better not be doing this while they're getting their kids ready to go to school. Or when they're getting their kids' dinners ready. When they are putting the kids to bed. They're not going to show up for this because they have priorities other than you. If it is a business person, when do these people work? They have the morning, then they have a lunch break, and then they've got their afternoon. So for them, you're going to live stream on their lunch break or right before primetime television when they are not busy with work. You have to take who you are working with into consideration and base it around their schedule, not yours. Did you hear me? Their schedule, not yours. Yes, I know it would be easier to broadcast when you have free time, when you're available to do it, but if nobody's there to interact with you, you are at the party alone and it's going to tank your ratings. You don't want to do that. So you have to make the effort. You have to put yourself out a little bit in order to bring them into the conversation. So study your people. Figure out who your audience is. Who's going to be watching you? And when are they going to be available? Most cases, you will have some good time gaps around the lunch break, and you'll have time gaps right after work, unless you're dealing with parents with kids getting off the bus, and you'll have good timing right before primetime television because people are just hanging out and their shows aren't on yet and they're pretty much done with dinner, so they're good to go. So when it comes to this, figure out what works for you and figure out what time zone. If you are in another country and your people are US based, you have to work with US times. If you're in the US, but maybe your audience is UK based, well, you can't be doing things late at our night because they're already in bed. So you have to do things during your afternoon. So just be aware of who your audience is. What time zone are they in? Is it Eastern? Is it Pacific? Whatever it is, figure it out and then work your schedule around theirs, and it's okay to test. So pick some different times, test it for a month or two, figure out what gets the best engagement, and then barrel right straight toward that time and get that one on the books because that's going to make the most sense for you. So learn your audience, know who you're talking to, and then work with their schedules instead of against them.